Hello YouTube, this is the Subversive Gardener saying hello, first video. Now, what is subversive gardening? Well, I'll get into it a little bit right now before I get into the actual gardening part, maybe a little bit about tomatoes. Alright, gardening. If you don't know what gardening means, why did you click on the video? Subversive. Well, right quick, here we go. Tending to subvert or advocating subversion in an attempt to overthrow or undermine a legally constituted government, a person who adopts subversive principles or policies. Now think about that. In an attempt to overthrow or undermine a legally constituted government. Legally constituted, what does that even mean, right? If you have a gang of thieves over you, and they say, well, since we all say we can rule over you, therefore it's legal. Right, because what is government if not a den of thieves or a group of crooks, criminals? I mean, that is government, right? They steal. Either way, so gardening, well, yeah, like I said, if you don't know that, please don't watch my videos. But the reason I bring this up, because that definition is from 1999, and I wanted to tell you another definition. Now, this is Merriam-Webster online, and what I read to you is from 1999, printed by Random House. Here we have now the act of subverting the state of being subverted, especially a systematic attempt to overthrow or undermine a government or political system by persons working secretly from within to obsolete a cause of overthrow or destruction. Why is that important? Because if you listen to the statists, words don't change. But if you've ever read 1984, maybe even watched the movie, I've done both, right? You know that words change. But you listen to statists, and they say, if you say words change, then you're delusional. There's something wrong with you. Yet there's just one example. About gardening, number one, tobacco, right? Bad for your health. Smells delicious. I love it. It smells like freedom to me. And my lungs say it's Black Death, but they survive. Right here are there's three tomato plants. See that small guy, right? That little small fella, right? Yeah, well, I'll just show it while I'm talking, in case you can't see it that well. See, this is Matt's Wild Cherry Tomato. That's right, it's a wild variety, the strain. It will survive just about anything. I touched it last year a lot. Maybe I'm a freak. I like to touch tomato plants. But Matt's Wild, tough variety. I'll even call it bulletproof. As a matter of fact, I have a cloned Matt's Wild Cherry that's still alive. Well, obviously tomatoes, yeah, you clone it, it'll stay alive, you bring it indoors. But I bring it up because they were both attacked by frost last year. I messed up, and they survived. They were nipped back. Maybe two-thirds of the plant died, but it came right back, and just a really strong plant, very vigorous. And if you're ever thinking about using a rootstock, maybe think about Matt's Wild. I have no idea. I've never done it. But talk about a strong plant. No fertilizer, didn't water it, didn't do anything. It just produced. Now the reason I'm showing you this, that there's three, is I took the advice of a different fella on YouTube, calls himself Prax something, I don't know, P-R-A-X-X, and then there's numbers. Well, the fella happens to be from Minnesota, and he says he likes to plant 3 in a little container and then just add soil as it grows up. Says it develops stronger roots. Well, I don't have anything else to compare this with, but I will say that I started it out with this much soil, right? And then I just added soil twice or thrice to this, and it's time to add again, by the way. but they're vigorous. When I compare it to the ones I did not do it to, which, again, I'm sorry I can't show you, they're better off. They're much better off. And I think Praxxus is right, but since, well, I'll just put it this way. Either way, these guys are awfully healthy, awfully bulletproof. Matt's Wild Cherry, great plant, and so there you have it. That's a variety I would go with for cherry tomatoes. And by the way, taste, you guys might be wondering about taste. It's not overly sweet. It tastes like a normal tomato, and they're small. And you might be wondering about the hat. Well, because I'm indoors in the shades, well, I'm a little bit shy. This is my first video, and even though the long hair might say I'm a hippie, I'm really not that much of a hippie. I'm just a liberty-loving libertarian, right? All right, best of luck, people.